This video is about using the Transform tool in Photoshop. We will briefly use this photograph from the previous video before going on to two other pictures later. The demo is in Photoshop CS5, but the settings and menus are very similar in Photoshop CC. The only big difference is in free transform, which we are not going to use in these instructions. So looking at this photo, you might think it is fine, but if you look carefully, you will see that the whale is not directly lined up with the camera, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So we go to Edit and then Transform, and from the sub menu we choose Warp. So Edit, Transform, and then Warp. So most types of transform affect the whole picture, but the advantage of warp is that it divides the picture into 9 sections, which can be edited separately. So in this case, we're going to move the control points of the bottom line center box to correct the slightly off whale. So just a tiny bit. I mean, it could be a lot more, but we don't need to do that. And confirm that. Then we can see the slight change which is made. Now on to the next picture. Now this is a picture from King's Cross Underground Station. It can be quite difficult taking pictures in the underground because you have to handhold a camera, tripods are not allowed, and usually there are many people around. In this case, either side of this picture, there are a lot of people around. As a result, this picture is quite noticeably skew-whiff. However, rescue of it is very straightforward with Transform. So first, again, we're going to go to Edit, Transform, and in this case we're going to go to Distort. So now again we use the control point to make the alterations. Aiming to get it just right. Okay, I'll do. And just change the layer and see the difference which is made. So on to the next picture. Now this was a picture taken at Millwall Docks at night. This is just south of Canary Wharf, looking towards Canary Wharf. First, the strange shape of this building. That's not down to my editing. That's how it was built. So it's sort of quite strange really. It just goes up, goes in a bit, and then sort of goes out again. But you also notice that on the left here, because it's close to the camera, there's quite strong converging verticals in this building, which we don't really want. Now, one way of doing that would have been to use lens correction and perspective, but if we did that, this building would sort of disappear at the top, so we want to avoid that. So one way of doing that is to again use Transform. So again, Edit, Transform, and again we're going to use Warp. So in this case to bring the wall straight. In this case, we have to sort of be careful to sort of try and get the wall as straight as possible. That's the idea, anyway. Now, you also notice that this building here is looking rather strange, again because of the converging verticals, and the rest of the buildings look generally okay, but we want to just correct that bit. Now, it's not too well known that you can use Transform in a selection. Now, to do this, you could use a rectangular selection, but in this case I want something more precise, so I use the pen tool, and make a selection. Now again we go to Warp, and now we see that we can make adjustments just to that part of the building. That's about right. And deselect. Now we can see the changes which have been made. And that's the end of that video.